I've done, I think actually, honestly, probably a million back tests, so I can kind of see the patterns rather well. So I just wanted to take you through maybe the thought process of what I look at when I go through this type of stuff, so you guys can have a better understanding of how to back test also. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Mark Anderson here, construction worker turned zero DT hedge fund manager. Today, I wanted to show you guys another back test of the week. I know there's been pretty brutal slippage of late into the market. And then also, I think just in general, people have trouble matching their back test. So I wanted to do something that is actionable. This does have a little bit of a drawdown. So I would say a minimum of a 100K account is probably the best way to go about this. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. So basically, what this is we're trading an at the money fly and we're not using any stop. We're basically just using the wings we purchased to do that. It's about a coin flip in regards to that. But the thing I want to impress upon with this one is that we have a lot of edge here in terms of execution. So when we play the implied volatility minus realized volatility minus commission slippage and fees, in this case, we aren't really having any, basically slippage in regards to this. So this is just placing a 50 delta put and call each day, agnostic of anything at 145 with 20 wide wings, and we're just holding it to expiration. And you can see here that the size of our average winner and our average loser are about the same. This uses about $2,000 in buying power and returns $60 each time we do that. So it's returning about 30 basis points a day in terms of expected value. So that's very good and robust. We can see that it had a little bit tough patch in 23, but has performed very well this year and did also decently in 2022. I also kind of wanted to walk you guys through the mindset of maybe how I would go through making this trade better. So the first thing when I look at this is I'm thinking that there's more volatility risk premium on the put side than the call side. So I did another test with the same parameters if we would skew that a little bit. So you could see here, if we go 50 delta put and 40 delta call, same time, all of a sudden our premium capture increased, our total P&L also increased. So we're collecting less premium but making more money. Also, our risk to reward, which is our MAR, also increased. So this is pretty cool. Our win rate went up, our MAR went up, and then our P&L also went up, as well as our premium capture. So by skewing this slightly, it definitely increased our profitability. However, you could see that there are probably big moves to the downside in 23, so that didn't help us. Let's try a few more parameters here. So let's say now with this that we're going the 50/40, what if we put a minimum premium to $8? So maybe some of those big losses in 23 basically came from big downside moves. So you can see here that it may have not improved our overall P&L, but it did improve our premium capture and it did improve our risk to reward ratio. So that's another good way to think of it. My next thought in regards to this, since again we're still struggling in 23, is if maybe we added an additional entry time to give us a little more diversity of volatility throughout the period of time, that would help. So let's try this at 145. Then here, if we go minimum and maximum premium, so if we go maximum premium of $15, being at the very low bounds of volatility and the very high bounds of volatility, all of a sudden we also improved it, and this time we made more money. So we've excluded more trades, but we've made more money. So this is just further kind of showing the robust strategy. And then if we were to add one more entry time here, then now you can see it's been improved even more if we go 145 and 245, and this is without the other filters, and this also fixed our 2023 problem. So I just kind of wanted to, like, I've done, I think actually, honestly, probably a million back tests, so I can kind of see the patterns rather well, especially since I've been trading for a long time and seen it in actual reality. So I just wanted to take you through maybe the thought process of what I look at when I go through this type of stuff, so you guys can have a better understanding of how to backtest also. The thing I want to impress though is that I don't want to put a bunch of filters on this because then it becomes much more difficult to match our expected results. So we have to basically think of what are we doing in this trade and why are we doing it. So we're using this trade to get the most accurate reflection of volatility over a period of time. And since it has no stop loss, This is playing just pure volatility risk premium that we think the volatility risk premium, which is the implied volatility versus realized volatility, is overstated. So the fact that we don't have any mechanics to exit out of that win or loss, it's very important that we don't start doing, we only trade this on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then only when the market goes up by 0.2%. Because the thing is, if we can get a 2.8 MAR and make 80 grand on basically commissioning 4 grand of buying power a day, why would we want to change that expected return so we could just prove that we're right some portion of the time? Like, this is very legit strategy. We want to trade it, but we need to be cognizant of, you know, why are we making filters? The point of this is that it's just pure option premium. Options are overpriced. We're basically collecting as much premium as humanly possible. We're taking it to expiration. The most accurate way to determine options pricing, and the only way to guarantee we basically realize implied volatility minus realized volatility is by taking this to expiration. So by taking this to expiration, we're removing basically any path dependence that could potentially happen over the course of the life of this option. So if that is our nature of the trade, it wouldn't make any sense why we'd want to filter out more entries, because you could just trade this regularly too at 145 and 245 with the 50 delta and it still works. So we made some small tweaks, but the reason we made these small tweaks is basically to just get more of a consistent P&L curve. But we actually included more trades when we did that to get a more accurate reflection of volatility rather than excluding trades. So we could obviously take this and we'd probably make it like a 6 MAR if we filtered out a bunch of things. But by taking more trades and basically having less mechanics, so we don't have the minimum filter premium and all that, we ended up getting rid of that one down here. So when we're making these trades, we want to think, why are we doing this trade and should we add filters to it? So if you're buying a long option that's maybe a hedge, that could make sense to have filters. If the market goes up 1%, you buy it because your mechanical stuff is going to get hurt. Whereas when you're using a trade with no stop, that's just trying to play, hey, we're going to take that to expiration because we think implied volatility is overstated. That's our theory. So like, let's not get rid of occurrences, because the more occurrences we get rid of, the less likely this is going to reflect our actual opinion. Because if we get rid of 40% of the days, all of a sudden the market could change and those 40% of days could actually be profitable. We could end up with a negative return. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like this trade. I'll link in the description, but I always appreciate you guys for tuning in. Comment if there's anything particular you want me to cover. Thank you.